My name is Mahesh Vinayagam. I'm the CEO and founder of Cubotica, a robotic process automation company. And what we do in our company is we help enterprises transform their business digitally. So digitize their operations. So much work happens in today's enterprises, which are repetitive and not in a digital form. So we try to optimize it, make it more efficient through introduction of robots or bots and artificial intelligence. My background is from the payments industry. I've worked about 18 to 20 years with companies like American Express, Wells Fargo, and PayPal. So today's discussion around blockchain comes from my experience on the payments end, and combine that with what I do today with AI and robots. So kind of how do you actually mix the three of it to bring much more transformation than is what is happening today. So when did I realize blockchain was transformational? When I was with the payments industry, right? And today we discuss about how do we actually use artificial intelligence, the bot infrastructure, and the blockchain to make that into even more enterprise ready and transformational. So the industry that I am in, for example, while we make operations digital, the next thing is what are we going to do with those efficiencies that are gained with the faster operations that happens, right? So what we reduce the throughput and the turnaround time for transactions. The next evolution is for these companies to leverage infrastructure such as blockchain. So today they use databases, file systems, and documents. So they need to now take those and then leverage blockchain, which means that now, while their operational efficiencies has been gained and operations are digital, from there you take here to this infrastructure where you can now work, use all those greater efficiencies that are the greater advantages of blockchain, such as trust, provenance, and immutability. Use all of that kind of. That's where we are looking at it both ways: transition of operations into digitization and digitization into blockchain, so it could be much more powerful. So in the trade finance world, for example, look at the participants. The participants are: there is an exporter, there is a transporter, there is an importer, and then there are multiple parties that are validating, for example, during this shipment process. There's a shipper, there's people that are actually doing the last mile delivery. There are so many participants in that ecosystem. Today, while there is R3, doing a lot of great work, the adoption has been limited. It's because think about what's happening in the world today. There is invoices. Oh great, it's in PDF. They moved from paper to PDF. Yet you need humans to translate that invoice into a meaningful information. Look at bill of lading. How much of that is actually digitized, right? So you have a lot of middlemen, if you will. These could be paper, people looking at paper, or people that's taking information from one system and putting into another systems. Those need transformation, and that's where I believe that our company Cubotica can make a difference. So we are trying to create an automation of those processes which require humans, right? Whether it's translating paper contracts or digital contracts into a smart contract. There's validation, the auditing aspect of it. After, when the regulators come in, right? Today, the regulators use a lot of people, and the companies use people to, tell the regulators what's out there. So, the bots can actually play a big role, kind of automatically collect details, and the regulator wants it, you can actually produce them at instantly, really. So that's where we are working at. The today contracts, as well as information like invoices, bill of lading, these require human touch. And tomorrow we are actually taking that and putting into the bots, and then these bots can then integrate with your blockchain. And in fact, it can work across multiple blockchain. One company can be on R3, other can be on Hyperledger, and they could eventually talk to each other because the bots can be the middlemen, and they can take information at the point of transaction and help it move between blockchains, move between enterprise infrastructure onto the chain. So that's where we are creating solutions and concepts around that.